Oh, Peter. Oh, Peter, what did you do today? I don't like you, Peter. You shouldn't have asked a question like that to Jesus, because now I have to preach about forgiveness. OMG. Why are we afraid about forgiveness? Because it's not part of our DNA. Honestly, come on, each one of us, who is so easy for him to forgive? I don't think so. We find it very hard to forgive. We still struggle to forgive our brothers and sisters. As much as we wish, but we still struggle. Because to forgive is one of our moral obligations that we all have, but we all find it so difficult. So when Peter is asking a question like this to Jesus, and he is telling him 7 times, he was already being over generous. But sometimes we don't even forgive on the first time. Imagine on the 7th time. And Jesus tells us, Hainako, 77 times. That's a bit too much, Lord. How can we do that? If you realize we are all made from the same people, when we, all of us, are like the people in the beginning, and I'm going to read to you what Ben Sirach said to us. We are all the same people who, wrath and anger, we know are hateful things, yet the sinner hugs them tight. Yes, the sinner hugs this wrath, this vengeance, this anger with him. We want to be like that. We truly want to be a person who shows that he is bold when he never forgives, who shows that he is the best if he is what we call eye to eye, tooth for a tooth. We want to live in the Old Testament, in the old ways, in this unfortunate way. It continues later on in the reading, and it says something like, we cherish wrath. Who will forgive? We cherish wrath. We cherish ourselves because it's part of us that we do not want to forgive. So I ask to myself, so why then do we have to forgive? And the answer is given to us in the readings of today. Do you know what we said in the Psalm today? This is what we said, and this is the reason why we are called to forgive. Listen to this. The Lord is kind. He is merciful, slow to anger, rich in compassion. The Lord is kind with me, with you, with all of us. Slow to anger, rich in compassion with each one of us. And the reason why we are called to forgive, because He was the first one to forgive me. He was the first one to send his only son here on earth to die on a cross so we are forgiven. That's the first reason why we are called to forgive. Yes, it goes against my DNA. But because he was able to do it with me, he's asking me to do it with my brother and sister. He is full of compassion. In the readings we said, he pardons all my ills. He redeems my life from destruction, crowns me with compassion. Is there not a bigger reason for me to forgive? My brothers and sisters, not the only reason. The second reason today I give you that we are called to forgive, including myself. When I point, don't forget, I point a finger to you, I've got three looking back to me. So I'm doing the homily for myself, okay? The second reason is given to us by Paul. Listen, Paul, in the letter today, he said, in the Romans, in the letters to the Romans, he said, we are the Lord's. We are of God. We are God's people. We are the children of God, and the Father forgave me already. And I am called to be like my Father, Christ-like. We are of the Lord's, and for that reason too, we are called to forgive. So when the Lord, today, he spoke to Peter and tells him, not 7, but 77 times, you know what he's saying? His mercy is bottomless. How much we like when we go somewhere and we pay a bit extra, so that we have a bottomless drink and we go to drink one after the other. It will be beer. We'd like that. How much more we like it. God's mercy for us is unlimited. Have you ever gone for confession and the Lord tells you, oh, wait a minute, you reached your limit. No more mercy for you. Oops. Never. God never does that to me. I struggle with the same sin. We struggle with sins. We struggle continually with the same, and I go to the confession each time, and I do ask for forgiveness for the same sin day after day, and the Lord never told me enough. The Lord is always telling me, come, it's okay, let's start again. How much and many sins I have, I am forgiven. He is compassionate with me. He is merciful with me. The only thing He is asking me and us is to do what we heard in the gospel of today. He forgave me. He's asking me, turn to your brother and sister and forgive them. But Lord, some hurts are unforgivable, Lord. Is it true? I am forgiven. Any type of hurt I gave to the Lord, He is forgiving me. He never stops. He never stops forgiving. So I am called also to share my bottomless mercy to my brother and sister. I know this is difficult, and I know this is very hard. So I ask of you two very important things. First, let us ask for the grace of forgiveness. As I told you at the beginning, it's not part of me. It's not in my DNA. So I need God's grace for me to do it. So first of all, do not be afraid to ask God for the grace of forgiveness. We need that. We cannot do it alone. I need God's grace. And secondly, please start by praying for that person whom you need to forgive. Pray for the person who hurts you. Do not remain chained to your resentments, because you are imprisoning yourself. You've got the key in your hands to let go of those resentments. So first, pray for the grace. Second, pray for that person. Kill him with love. Yes. And kill him with love. That's the way we are called to do it. Not on our own, but with the grace of God, with the power of the Spirit in us, we can do it. Amen.
Amen.